Yeah, Rumna,
Yes, yes, we are starting.
is my voice audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so may I know by when we will start? Because there is a meeting which I have to attend at 4:40.
Yes. First of all, apology to start delay the presentation. I welcome.
Okay, okay, no problem. You just let me know. I'm there in the room only. Just let me know when you are going to start. Huh? First of all, there will be a presentation, right? Okay, your voice is not audible to me. Is my voice audible?
I think Rupna ma'am, from your end some problem is there because वहाँ से ही आवाज नहीं आ रही है मैम.
That is what. Yeah, hi, hello.
Good afternoon, Registrar sir. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, good afternoon. How are you?
Sir, I am fine, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon,
And-
sir.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Ankush Sharma.
Yeah, yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Dr. J.B. Patnaik, Registrar, ITFA University, Jharkhand.
Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon, sir. We have exchanged few emails, so I have seen your name, Dr. Patnaik.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We got delayed for some other reasons, delayed to the flight. And now we seek your permission to start as Professor Dr. Devi Prasad Mishra is also with us in a physical mode.
Okay. Hello, hello, Mishra, sir.
Very good afternoon, sir. Very good afternoon, sir.
A very good afternoon. Thank you very much. Namaskar to all of you.
Namaskar, sir.
So we'll start the presentation. Yes, by Rakesh Kumar Dixit. Rakesh Kumar, please.
Very good afternoon to all of you, sir. Respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Jha, sir, excellent examiner, Mr. Sir, and Mr. Sir, and the star of State Market, Devi Patnaik, sir, respected faculty members on the screen and the stage. So, I am Rakesh Kumar Dixit, a scholar of State Market. So my research topic is strategic for planning for sustainability of SME in research. Regarding my research topic, my research supervisor is Dr. Sweta Singh ma'am and Dr. Sevan Gomsar. Recording, okay. So as per action taken report, I have received from the externals. So MSIP current definitions added in the introductions. Calculation of the sample size added. Updated regression analysis. Update the value of R and regression analysis data. Update the data of ANOVA and coefficient. And updating result finding and conclusions. My presentation outline is related to the topic introductions, research motivations, background of the study, literature review and research gap, research questions, research objective and hypothesis, research methodology, sampling methodology and data collections, data analysis and results, summary of finding and implications, limitation and scope of the future research. So as we know that static manpower planning related to the SME. So SME are the backbone of most of the economy worldwide, and the sustainability is vital for the employment generation and economic growth. It offers employment opportunities, minimize the gap between rural and urban areas. It is complementary to the large organizations. So, since mid-1980s, human resource management has gained acceptance in both the academic and commercial circle. So, HRM is multidisciplinary organization functions. So, today companies that offer product with higher quality are the one of the leg of the competitions, and only things with the whole of company advantage tomorrow. So, that predict a future in today reality. Most of the managers in public and private sectors form of all sides will agree that people truly are the operation's most important assets. SMEs are engaged in the manufacturing or production process, presentation of goods. So, in accordance with the provision of MSME Act 2006 and updated in 2020, micro enterprises where the investment in plant and machinery or equipment does exceed 1 crore rupees to turnover does not exceed 5 crore rupees. Small enterprises where the investment in plant and machinery or equipment does not exceed 8 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 50 crore rupees. Medium enterprises where the investment in plant and machinery and equipment does not exceed 50 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 250 crore rupees. Earlier, the SMEs are popularly known as three-tier. This is a classification of Indian SME. In micro enterprises, to 25 lakhs in manufacturing sector and service sector in 10 lakhs. In small enterprises, about 25 lakhs and up to 5 crores in manufacturing unit and 10 lakhs to up to 2 crores in service sector. In medium enterprises, 5 crore and up to 10 crore, and in service part 2 crore up to the 5 crore. Basically, the research aim at understanding the significance of manpower planning for the sustainability of the SME. So, this study focused on the critical aspects of use of strategic human resource management practice in SME, critical issues related even, and how future skills requirement can be forecast in order to ensure sustainability of SMEs in branching region. The central aim of my study is to explore the current practice of manpower planning SME in Ranchi district. The study focuses on making a comparison between the existing manpower planning and process of the SME. It examines the approach of each SMEs towards attaining of the SMEs planning. So this study assumes the entrepreneurship and small enterprises together serve as a center of the economic development of human resource and provide job for the vast majority of the local low-income jobless individuals in their local areas where they are skilled, semi-skilled, or unskilled. The importance of manpower planning is increased over the period of time, as we know that. So this is paramount importance for making a difference in key research area of business organizations. Many of the researchers have found the manpower planning play an important role for the growth and sustainability of their enterprises. The study also reveals that manpower planning is not only the important for multi-skill organizations or big organizations, but is also a play important role for the SME. So the current study is concerned with examining the evolution of role and significance of manpower planning in effective and efficient for the HRM, and it is academic investigation that has been undertaken this topic. Manpower planning is responsible for supporting the organizations with optimum resource need and organizations need. So on this basis, right person for right job at right time is beneficial for the operations. So manpower planning work on the 4 basic steps. Number 1 is analyze the project workforce supply. Second one is forecasting the demand of workforce at present and future. balancing the project demand of workforce with supply, and finally supporting operational objective today and tomorrow. The role of SME in Indian economy has emphasized a different literature's point of view, and it play a very important role for the employment opportunity and comparatively low cost than the large organizations. SME tends to reduce regional imbalance and seek to improve quality of distribution of national income and wealth. The growth of SME depends upon the number of things which are internal and external nature and include the factor of government support and initiatives, technology advancement, and assist the technology, financial support, motivated workforce, and business structure and management perspective. The most threatening problems that are facing in terms of human resources like non-availability of human skilled, highly skilled labor at affordable cost, high attrition rate, poor employment engagement and commitment in our area. So Jharkhand is just 24 years young states and established 15th November 2000, where there are ample opportunity for growth and development to the small and medium enterprises. Research observed the nearly 40 to 45% SMEs in Jharkhand are suffering from labor turnover, industrial unrest and uncertainty. Recently, rubber industry recently that back like a company Ranchi and presents suffering these types of problem. The SME face a number of problems like absence of adequate and timely banking, financial, limited capital and knowledge, non-availability of sustainable technology, low productive capacity, insufficient market strategy, identification of new market, constraint and modernization of expansion, flow of with various government agencies and resolve problem, non-availability of high-skilled labor at affordable cost, and high attrition rate of labor. So that's the iceberg theory. Through we have visible part, we have seen the 1 to 5, and remaining 6 to 7 is not visible. This is the problem. SMEs in India as well in Jharkhand. So have a struggle in the past of high quality managers and technical people due to the lucrative opportunity with large enterprises. Today, the SME needs highly talented and skilled full manpower can lead out their bottleneck situations, and only the people with great visions and high degree of management aptitude of the provide valuable solutions to be a market leader and equip completely in the same frame of the change. State indicates the publication research that static human resource management is one of the problems that SME face. There is a lack of research identifying practice used by the SME. This implies the more research concerned HRA in SME are needed. In small enterprises, owner manager are responsible for decision related to the human resource. So this managerial style has a directly influenced the HRA practices. It is a unit from the study of existing literature and examination of contributing source that most of the study that have been undertaken one of the topic of SME in India are more concerned with the economic factor. So their role of the GDP growth, the investigation of the success source suggested that researchers have paid a lot of attention in the SME study, but they have to study the economic nature of the SME and how their current output can increase. Another major area where the study of SME focus in India is based on the ability of product, produce employment and local development of the skills. A few of the researchers are also concerned with operational efficiency of SME, but there is a scarcity of study where it comes to understand SME manpower planning process and can be started with the topic of SME have been explored from the management point of view, and manpower planning is one of the major factors among. The static manpower planning of SME have received little specific attention from the researcher, and its many other areas for empirical business activity, empirical research, and strategic resource management have tends to focus on the large concern. The SME play an important role in economic development and the any nations. So they are considered an engine of the economic growth as our country. So a concern of developing nations becomes more crucial and strategic. This is because the sector account for remarkable contribution in terms of the output, export, and economic generations. The evidence of Center Statistical Office report existing data MSP contribute 28.77% of the Indian GDP and share the equivalent of 31.60% of the gross value added for in a service. So according to 6th Common Census, 58.5% million cities have been found to be the operations, while the number of 34.8 million establishments found in the operations. in demographic point of view, India has 633.88 lakhs SMEs are registered. In Jharkhand, approximately 50.388 lakhs SMEs are registered. In Ranchi, 3.7 lakhs, 76 lakhs SMEs are registered, but active SMEs are permanently 415 SMEs are present. As point of employment, India has the 6 crores SMEs, manpower are engaged in the SME, and Jharkhand 80 lakhs manpower are engaged in the SME. In Ranchi, approximately 15,445 manpower are engaged in the SME. So SME has trained to engage to provide opportunity for the lots of people. So human resource management is associated with planning, organizing, staffing human resource in business. It's a significant process that start with knowledge. It's important. So human resource planning is a strategy that is used to acquire, utilize, improve, retain workforce to perform the organizational objective. The concept of human resource planning revolve around the need of manpower that organizations need in future in order to pursue its goal. And human resource planning is given by the various experts. So human resource planning is a process that use determine the way through which the organizations can achieve their desires and carry the manpower of the business integrated plan. So the beautiful summarizing that the job is a collection of various tasks that must be performed by the respective workforce in order to attain this objective. So according to Ulrich, have suggested the importance of present human resource on the table strategic plan. So considering the importance of 4 aspects have to create a good strategic plan for human resource management. So it's make it applicable because plans should be reviewed and modified as per the need of the business requirement. P is a static partner. So static plans should be aligned with the corporate value. Involve people. So a static plan can't be created alone. So it should be involved various people in the organizations. Understanding the use of technology. So it's best company always implement technology. So human resource planning not only to identify the adequate number of people. It's complete some tasks. It's also ensure that correct number of people with adequate skills should be available when they are required. Generally, Indian cities face more issues than large companies because they have few resources adopting the fast changing business world. So the lockdown has affected regions and countries where the pandemic have required the government to shut down the companies and industry. This contain efforts to primarily affect on the travel, retail, entertainment, wholesales, and the hospitality sector. So the global shutdown, individuals, family business, startup, and day-to-day operations of other business topologies such as small and medium enterprises have experienced extraordinary has mass decline. The SMEs are hindrance by financial spending plan like hiring in the face of enormous losses. Their sleep budgets and the lack of the recognition do not guarantee they will have equal competition with the large organizations that have skilled worker during the post-pandemic period. So that 50% of SMEs struggling even for the first 3 months lockdown in the cash flow. And barrier of the supply chain such as low or changing customers need supply chain so labor shortage, this types of problem. I have studied in my research journey journal articles, every 5 various books I have learned on online and offline. So at 16 books I have learned. In research point at this point of view, I have learned 3 and reports 6. So various studies have been understand to study the role of impact of study manpower planning on the performance of will of the efficiency and the employee. So there is hardly any study that is focused on enhancing the sustainability of the SME and improving the strategic manpower planning. Past studies have been focuses on different countries like China and Russia. So no study have been figured out the particular district and small business operation in this particular area like Jharkhand. This major gap is addressing through the survey, and this is the understand the significance and effectiveness of strategic manpower planning and manufacturing industry of Ranchi district, Jharkhand. In research questions like now the questions are what is human resource planning and strategic manpower planning and why it is equally important for the SMEs. It's also answered two fundamental questions like how many people and what kinds of people. What is traditional manpower planning for SMEs and what is the current method of manpower planning in SME in Ranchi district and how their methods and operations of manpower planning different from the traditional method. So these investigations would be read with the purpose of understanding the merit and divides of the current manpower planning process within Ranchi districts. The objective of the study size where both small businesses and entrepreneurs from the business economic development, hub of economic development, and can also resource development and serves the job created for the majority of unemployed poor people, skills and unskilled and unskilled in their own local area. It is expected to answer these questions will to some extent fill the gap of research on the role of SME in the entire field of socio-economic development in the state like Jharkhand. Static manpower planning is the process of systematically and scientifically reviewed human resource requirement to ensure that number of employed match the required skills for optimum return or retentions. And review of literature clearly reveals that the Indian business scenario, especially in the field of SME, is manpower planning is still traditional in nature. In my research objective, the current research considers the very objective. Number one is to study the significance of static manpower planning business scenario, especially in the SME, to examine the advantage and disadvantage of static manpower planning for small and medium enterprises. Third one, to identify the major challenges or barriers affecting to the implementation of static manpower planning in SME, like Ranchi districts. Fourth one, to measure the possible overcomes the value of static manpower planning in the SMEs of Ranchi district in Jharkhand. So in this study, 10 hypotheses were developed and tested in this area. So static manpower planning had a positive impact of recruitment selection process. Static manpower planning positively impact of the alignment between human resource planning system and business requirements. Static manpower planning positively influence the field for willingness and invest in the training and development of the improvement of business performance. Its positive impact on the employment productivity and positively related to the other. Static manpower planning positively influence the change management process. It's positively affect the employee productivity associated with the gap between the individual jobs and skill set to perform the job. It's positive relationship between static manpower planning for performance of SME. It's positively influence the employee relations, retentions in SME. It's positively affect the employee productivity and effectiveness, and positively influence the organizational ability to predict the demand of the workforce within a given period of time. So this research will be based on a number of philosophical aspects. There are three major research philosophy, but in my research, 3% positive interpretism and pragmatism. So these three research categories, the project research work have been designed around the fundamental pragmatism. This philosophy is used to combine the merit of quantitative and qualitative research. So philosophy acknowledges the role of subject and objective in nature. The adopted pragmatism philosophy has helped in addressing the aim and objective of the current study. It helps in understanding the qualitative dimension of the research problem, such as assess the optimal use of manpower planning currently employed in the SME, and analysis of the effectiveness for the security in future. Research observed that qualitative nature for deductive approach has assigned gathering and evaluating qualitative data in order to provide better understanding of this topic. So the research design for the optimum use of manpower planning that are currently employed in cities in Ranchi, Jharkhand state have been effectively done through the artificial research design. In relation to present research study, exploratory research design has been selected. It is learned about the many years and we have to go before research policies, companies are able to hold skilled manpower that are required for sustainable in future. So the detailed understanding achieved for exploratory design can be say the challenges faced by SME at Ranchi. In data collection method, I have used both primary and secondary data. The primary data is currently study was collected by the stratified random probability sample techniques in order to collect primary data. Response have been provided with questionnaires. And secondary data is based on the company profile website and vaccine institutions reports other. Sample techniques in this study is stratified random probability sample techniques were used by the researcher, and stratified random sample techniques is division of a population in the smaller subgroup known as data. So I have selected 30 SMEs and in 6 different zones, and the number of manpower against owner and managers was 150. So I, at the time of pilot study, I have learned each 5 SMEs and learn through this and framing and find the research, giving the questionnaires at that industries. And first of all, I receive permissions, and after that, they have meet with the managers and with the questions. And sometimes I will take the interview and will take the data. So the research universe is based on my 6 different zone industrial areas in Rakesh Dixit, and 5 industries in each and every areas have identified. Sometimes they first of all, when I selected the industries, most of the industries are not given the data or not in that because their data is not even to sales. So I have changed various SABs. So it's the evidence from the above sections, research collection data from the primary and survey through the questionnaires. The questionnaire were used to collect data from the 150 respondents who work as small SMEs in Ranchi. And survey method help to collect the numerical data which have been analyzed with the help of quantitative methods. The data research approach have play an important imperative role to identify the optimal use of the static human resource current employment in the SME in Ranchi. The method used to primary data collection is survey method, which helps to maintain the credibility and authenticity of research work. So the use of expertise design and popularity sample techniques play a fundamental role to examine the issue of concern on this topic. First of all, I have selected the basic criteria. That's true. I have selected the companies. The basic criteria is based on the top 10. So type of the business, length of the service, manpower strength, history of the company, IOC certifications, market sale, government relations, management system, employee welfare, employee admission rate. These are the industry from we are trying to collect the data. So different areas and different zones. The 6 zones. The data analysis and education point of view, we have selected a statistical frequency table, descriptive statistic, correlation analysis, regression analysis, ANOVA, and factor analysis. So the independent variables of my study is classified on the 5 category. Human resource, number 1 is the human resource planning. Second one is the human resource equipment. Third one is the required training. Fourth is the top management attitudes, and fifth one is the adopting strategic manpower. So this impact of these 5 barriers have been identified on strategic manpower plan, process implementing in a semi-Ranchi district. The relationship between the independent variables was established using correlation analysis and regression analysis was used to understand the impact of one variable and another. The data is part for the gender and the age, experience, and wishes, and within the axis. So, the gender point of view, it was limited for the number of male respondents were more than female. Age point of view, we observed that most of the 35 to 45 years or we group, 40% of the total respondent success experience point of view, 40% of participants have 22 to 20 years of work experience, and in special point of view was found 36% of total respondents were in qualification like graduate. So, in descriptive statistics are used to provide an overview of the particular data set. These can be presented as sample of a patient as a full set. They are divided into 2 categories like measurement of variability, measures of variability, and measures of central tendency. So standard deviations, minimum and maximum variables, and variance are measures of variables, whereas mean, medium, mode are included in the measures of central. So it was found from the 5 statements of human resource planning system, resource requirement, required training, top management attitudes, adopting strategic manpower. These are the data. So this factor question of massive functions regarding strategic manpower planning for the PCB, like Jharkhand. In reality test, alpha was developed in the reformed alpha in the 1951 to provide a measures of incentives. So tested on the scales. It is started with the number between 0 to 1. The compact alpha test measure the reliability, say the scale of 0 to 1. The scale close to 1 indicates the high reliability test. And the general score of more than 0.7 GPA compact alpha score regarding as the good sign of the reliability. So in my 30 items, we have selected I find my research is 0.924. That's close to 1. That's a strength. It is confined that the applied test was able to measure the relationship between variable and the result achieved through analysis where reliable, address the questions, and high economic offense or the ability of surveys to make and help in obtaining regularity and valid results. The fact analysis method used to collect data and identify the fact of study and planning. So fact analysis through principal component of the variable principal matrix, very maximum principal method applied to the study and planning for such video of SAE and items to factor loading about 0.4 plus 0.40 was considered to determine items loading the sugar factor. We know KMO value is below 0.1 and 1 if indicates a sample of inadequate. So we have considered the cutoff value 0.7 and this value indicates the appropriate to proceed the factor analysis. This is the communities data. Total variable variance explained data. That's a 30. Factor analysis part based on the factor, variables, and convex alpha data. Humus planning system is 0.922. Humus recruitment system is 0.922. Required training is 0.921. Top management activity is 0.923. And adopting static manpower is 0.920. So the factor identified reliability check to satisfactory. That's for all the measures we are about 0.70. Versus planning is 0.922. Versus recruitment 0.922. Required training is 0.921. Top and activity is 0.923. And adopting static manpower is 0.920. This is the correlations. So the above table is the correlation matrix. As Pearson correlation coefficient between the university plan recruitment and required training is 0.501 with top management attributes is 0.508. Adopting static manpower planning is 0.482. At the same time, value of two tail test significance is 0.000, which is less than the 0.05. So we can conclude that this is a strong, significant, and moderate positive correlation among resource planning and resource recruitment, required training, top management attitudes, adopting static manpower regarding series. So this correlation is significant at the significance value 0.05. The required training and resource planning has the Pearson correlation coefficients in significance has p-value to 0.000, which is less than 0.05. So we may draw the conclusions like series. There is a significant positive link between the required training and resource planning. This correlation is significant at the level of 0.05. Resource planning and top attitudes have the Pearson correlations coefficients of 0.508. That's a two-tailed test, and significance of p-value is the value of 0.000, which is less than 0.5. So we can conclude that SME and resource planning have a strong favorable link. So this correlation is significant at the level of 0.05. The Pearson correlation coefficients between resource planning and adopting static manpower planning is 0.482, and p-value for two-tailed test is 0.000, which is less than 0.5. So we have
Yes. Just follow the findings, your readings step by step. Follow the findings.
that is the what we have I have done. That's all square test results. Is part B. That's the ANOVA test results. A factor ANOVA is an overly reduced model with pre-quarter data. That's the coefficient results. 0.533 indicates a relationship between static manpower planning before the series area inflation. So, in my result, the systematic development of the SME had a positive impact on the economic development. It showed the US development in SMEs, investigating the conceptualized several contexts like recent practice and other results. Now, most of the researchers or SMEs, static manpower planning interventions perform contest the SME, try to realize the future of HRD and identify the individuals for the HRD. The studies also realize significant information and understanding of the ideologies for SMEs and their existing analyzing the large corporate. The challenges they go through the positive impact of decision engaged with the HRD, the reason behind variables of HRD practice between the small and large businesses. Researchers failed to meet the required concern of influence and stakeholders in the setting of the SMEs, which is the role played by the manager or the agency that was exercising the individual employee. The finding which are based on the SME, it's help to understanding whether the business or its department or overstaff or understaff, it's benefit to filling the vacancy within the standing. The allocation of static manpower planning do not overpower the cost incurred in the utilities process and SMEs. It's not considered much important in the SME operation in Jharkhand. The opinion of researcher identified the various studies states the significance and effectiveness of static manpower planning in India SMEs. Regarding significance of manpower planning in SMEs, finding is identified by the employee workforce in SME believe that there is no clear purpose stated by the business for the activities of SMEs. The opinion of the employee identified the study that's implementing the study manpower planning for all business including SMEs. It helps to understand whether the business or department is overstaffed or understaffed, filling the vacancy with the business standing. Its positive viewpoint about study manpower planning, the significance is a process to identify human resource needs, a present and future requirement, that investigates of the background of the future requirement of the managers. The according to such studies, significant planning for the constituting much important of the SME in Jharkhand, and opinion of research identified the various studies states. Resource planning can help to achieve the best result and improve the effective of the human performance, business performance, and like dietary techniques, statistical analysis. The finding of study states some SMEs in Ranchi, Jharkhand had effective resource practices with the business of SME and sustainability of their growth. These practices include recruitment and selection process, training and development programs for women's intelligence. That the implementation of strategic plan will benefit include the employee engagement, effectiveness performance, and the rule set and making of policies. We believe that if you are in need of resource planning and management approach, it helps to ensure the right and talented candidate will have a business for supporting the business structure as we increase the productivity of the firm. It explores the lack of skills and knowledge the manager of small enterprises and might make inaccurate forecast the human resource requirement will could increase the cost and by time the business. The major disadvantage of study manpower planning is implementing which means the employee hesitates to change due to which take more time. The major challenges are different barriers that affect the implementation process include lack of support from the management side, lack of budgets, lack of training and development opportunities. This viewpoint of majority of the employee workforce means in Ranchi indicates that the perceived benefits of implementation of strategy for SME and cost involved in the adopting of the strategy. The business can help to mitigate the resistance to change the employee as well as the manager to explain the need and significance to the change of the SME. So the current research works so that lack of professionals and resource department of Indian SMEs and the lack of finance affect of resource planning as well as the training and development employee. The conclusions at present study draw attention on the primary challenge of strategic manpower planning and engage from the systematic analysis of the literature. And the project structure identified the difference between SMEs and large corporation organizations are more talent scale and their operational opportunities and top of best of the experience of SMEs. SMEs hypothesize both SMEs and develop kind of promote resource department and serve a job creator and multiple unemployment poor people, skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. The theory of complex resource, theory of upper tolerance, the theory of workplace strategy are implemented in this research. So, theory of upper tolerance puts forward for the owner and manager would make decisions related to the practice of HRD and their personal experience. This study also maintaining that the power predictability of the theory would significant obviously and built around owner and manager and in fact were the own characteristics. The study further proposed varying insight on the support of adopting strategy for the choice theory and the prime's potential very strong fit for the SME and its instance of the strong connection the driving both action and choice of the study. So the recommendations point of the SME is Ranchi Jharkhand can invest strategic manpower planning for enhancing the sustainability of the SME. Its manpower planning is significant element for the organization's respective for the size. The way in which SMEs can enhance strategic manpower planning for improving resource allocation for SMEs, strategic leadership, organizational culture, support for top management, The integration of researcher that study found out the process of static SMEs, dynamic that besides practice much human source and short-term order priorities of the rather than top management. Its conclusions of institutional structure across that towards study and development and setting SMEs may affect the responsible day-to-day in the sales regulatory achieved. The study showed light on the role of owner and manager and important research of strategic manpower planning or risk performance for SMEs. The study has identified the owner and manager strategy to control the center of practice and for HRD and desired to improve the how things are to be done. Implication for researcher, the owner of SMEs actually must ensure that the right person with the right set of skills is hired at the right time at the right job positions for meeting the goal of the SMEs. And the significance element of better versions is factoring in the size. All SMEs are engaged in the factor planning and having the workflow. The owner or manager of SMEs is actually should engage strategic thinking and analyze the dynamic environment for bringing necessary change. The recognition for academic and industry point of view, training and development institutes that's play a role collaborate with academia and corporate traders. Large enterprises need to give the support service related to infrastructure, financial and other. Large enterprises uh, Large enterprises can also engage a greater part of the service through the input from the industries area. College industries extend the support towards SME by rendering training as well as the learning of development incentives for the SMEs enjoy. The limitation of my study is observed responded to create to provide informations or given renewal to consent for the data provided by them. The study is limited to the 6 industrial zone of Ranchi districts. The sample size is minimum 10% because the 300 active SME are accepted 30, so that's 10% the office. The researcher study limited of data collection over the period before COVID-19 pandemic. Last conditions in the current research is that there is a lot of scope of discussions on the more research have been done in the same area. The future scope of studies in this scope, like SME hub, not only the large manufacturing hub in branches happen, but also across the other leading manufacturing states. Future research may be administrated to cover more number of SMEs to increase the sample size and team research scholar cover the large part of the populations. Future research may be one of the topic of the impact of COVID-19 SMEs in different states of India, different state of India. Future research may be administrated to cover the implemented strategy planning in new startup business in India and abroad. This is my research publications I have done in my research journey. This is my paper publications and paper presentations data during my research journey. And so I take this to express my differences to 5 family and members like Rima ma'am, Mr. Sir, Bhagat Bhai sir, Riya sir, Deep sir, Rajkumar sir, Shah sir, that's all that happened. These are my cities companies to where I visited and collected the data. It was a very long time, so I have lost my various photographs and things.
Yes. Yes. Dr. Sharma, I request you for your inputs and questions.
Yeah, thanks, Rumna madam. First of all, Rakesh, I can see that you have done a extensive work in the state of Jharkhand for SME. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
But I have few questions which I have raised during the review also about the sample size and how you have selected that. Because statistically, significantly, I have seen that you have used a certain kind of formula there. But
Yes.
there were few questions which I have asked. So in the presentation, in the starting, you have mentioned. So I have a few points. First is what you have done for the multicollinearity. So what is multicollinearity in research?
Pardon, sir.
What is multicollinearity in research?
Multicollinearity.
So,
Multicollinearity. I hope you may have heard this name again and again in your research journey.
yes, sir. So, basically, sir, this topic is based on human resource management point of view, and I have visited the various industries and learned various research topics like related to the finance point of view and other industrial point of view. So, this study is based on multidisciplinary approach for the organizations where.
Mr. Dikir,
Yes, sir.
what he asks, that is, what do you mean by multicollinearity? You heard this term? So,
Yeah,
is
thanks, sir. Thanks, sir, for stating it right. Actually, I am asking how you have taken care of multicollinearity. So, what is for first of all, what is multicollinearity?
no. Sir, with due permission, just I am just clarifying his doubt. You see, you have made regression analysis, factor analysis, regression analysis. You have put certain variables. You have selected the variables.
Yes.
Where you have collected those variables?
Sir, I have collected variables through my questionnaires.
No, that is not the variables selected for regression model or factor analysis. Not data. I am not talking of data. So there are, when you go for correlation, multiple correlation, there are certain variables highly correlated. They are not to be selected. So you have to reduce it. There are certain techniques. One technique, VIF, variable inflation factor. That is one technique. That through that we can discard the variables, those who are highly correlated. So multi-correlated is a concept that comes there. If you have more correlated, if you have more correlations, for example, 0.9, 0.95, like that, they have high degree of correlation.
Yes.
So in that case, those variables are not to be taken into account. So in that context, we are using multi-correlated. That, have you done that in your thesis?
So, I think I have not done this research.
Sir, he has not applied that.
To Rakesh, so thanks, sir. Thanks, first of all, so elaborating it. Although I was wondering that in the entire research, you have not come across this word multicollinearity because in MSME, and that too when you relate it with the various aspects of training and other key, there are a lot of variables which will get correlated. And because of that, that is the reason I have asked in your thesis few questions.
Yes.
Because of that, what will happen is that the amount of variance which you are seeing is explained by a specific variable may not hold true, because unless and until we have taken into the consideration the correlation between the variables. See, please understand, if suppose stock exchange, we say that there is a price rise, okay, in the stock exchange. Now there are multiple factors. Somebody will say that because the monetary policy of RBI is announced, quarterly monetary policy is announced. Someone will say because the GDP numbers are good. Now monetary policy is announced and GDP numbers are shared there. They are correlated to each other.
Yes, sir.
So that's what is the concept where it comes is how to minimize the impact of correlation between the variables. So have you done that in your research?
Yes, sir. I think I have done in my research work. So because there are various factors in my questions like business planning, equipment training, attitude for management attitudes.
Yes. Have you screened out the multicollinearity or not? I think that you have not applied.
Not.
Okay.
Then I am wondering that how you have reached to the R square. What is R square? What do you understand by R square? You have mentioned in the first slide that I have done the R square matrix. So what is R square?
So that's a relations analysis test, sir.
No, Rakesh, I think uh, in research, when we are giving the defense Viva, the questions which I am asking are very basic questions. Patnaik sir, correct me if I am wrong. These are very basic questions.
These are very silly questions, sir.
Yeah, these are the preliminary questions.
R, you know, in statistics, R means coefficient of correlation. Similarly, what is R square? What is adjusted R square? There are certain concepts, you must know it. Have you applied that?
Yes, sir.
Then you should tell what is R square? What does it indicate?
That's a multiple correlation coefficients. That's a predictive solution we have used for predicting future environment.
R square stands for what? As I told, R means coefficient of correlation. Similarly, what is R square?
That's a relation analysis, sir.
It's a based on association. Okay, for that purpose it is used.
See, Rakesh, I'm sorry, but your research fundamentals and concepts, I am not sure whether you have revised before the Viva. R square is the amount of variance which is explained by an independent variable and its impact on the dependent variable. So how much is the amount of variance explained by any specific variable? Because you have taken dependent and independent variable, right? So only on the basis of correlation. See, please understand, my this thing is not that to trouble you, but when you are going to get a PhD degree, and these basic questions which we are addressing, if that is not clear, then I think somewhere uh, in the process itself, we should have put that kind of effort. Because unless and until you have a clarity of R square or a collinearity, multicollinearity, tomorrow when you will go and you go some interview and they will ask you what was your PhD topic, and they will definitely will ask you these questions. And then they will say, okay, what kind of PhD you have done? If you have no idea of R square and multicollinearity. So that is the reason I am asking it here, because see, when PhD is a very once in a lifetime achievement, right? And these basic concepts are important. Okay, tell me, what is the difference, whether it was a longitudinal research or a cross-sectional research? What is the difference between longitudinal and cross-sectional research?
So longitudinal research is a research of direct parameter or direct link of cross section is the part of the different instruments are added and finding the results. Like different areas are merged and added and finding the results of the multi states.
Longitudinal and cross-sectional research happens after we get the analysis data, or it happens before that? When it happens? When we decide whether it is a longitudinal research or a cross-sectional research. Don't get nervous. Think. You may have definitely studied this.
अंकुश सर, sorry to interrupt, but I think he is so much nervous today कि इनको अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि क्या है, because he is definitely knowing कि ये इन्होंने cross sectional study की है for a specific point of time only he has collected the data, not over a period of time which is a longitudinal study. ये इनको पता है, but I am interrupting in between because मुझे लगता है कि because of nervousness today he has somehow he has became all blank today. because he knows very well R square and all these things. He's very prompt with that. But today I think कि पता नहीं इनको क्या हो गया, and he's so much nervous कि इनको कुछ अभी शायद एकदम blank हो गए हैं.
हाँ देखिए मैडम, it is good we as a mentor ना helping, but tomorrow you will not be there when he has
Yes
to
sir,
defend
yes
us.
sir, yeah. I thought कि थोड़ा सा बस कर देते हैं support.
Don't
Rakesh,
your
please don't be nervous. Sir
हाँ,
is
your
asking some
link is
basic
there
things.
in his pieces all the time. So whenever
Yes,
they
sir.
will ask a question, so I see Rakesh. Point is that there are certain things now don't, because you are a teacher, right? You're teaching or
Yes, sir, I'm teaching. So,
you are teaching or you are working in industry?
I'm teaching college, sir.
Which courses you teach?
So I am course management paper, sir.
In which,
Management in which course?
Sir Xavier's College, Ranchi, sir.
Xavier's College.
Sir Xavier's College, Ranchi.
Okay. Anyway, so ठीक है. If these are because so I don't want to trouble you further, because if you are not aware of these questions, my other questions you will be difficult to handle. So because my next question will be related to R square and this, where Cronbach alpha. Are you aware of Cronbach alpha?
Yes, sir.
So what is Cronbach alpha? Explain that.
That's a convex alpha is defined by Lee convex alpha, Lee convex based through 1951. That's a alpha defined number of area in small part divided into small areas. Large populations divided into small part. That's a start.
I'm sorry, Rakesh, that is not Cronbach alpha. Have you done reliability test?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between reliability and validity in your research?
So reliability test that is statistically specific. I have done. That's convex alpha. We have find the reliability. That's a higher. That's 0 to 1, and I have got 0.924. That's a.
What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this?
That's
0.9. What do you mean by this?
This is the certain parameter. This is the scale, sir. So that should be that's justifying the result after we have concluded selected the number of SABs or that's the number of items, and after that the findings suitable to measure the relationship. That's a variables between variables and results. And convexify is so as the reliability part, so to survey instrument that helps obtaining reliability and validity of the result.
Hmm. What is the difference between reliability and validity?
So reliability is that's a part of reliable means variability is a part of variables, different variables we have getting through like with different variables to wave finding, and reliability is a part of total number of questionnaires based on validity is the like dependent or independent variables.
Okay, I will give you one hint. Data which is reliable need not to be valid, and data which is valid need to be reliable. Is this the right statement? I will repeat it again. Data which is reliable need not to be valid, and data which is valid need to be reliable. Is this the right statement?
Yes, sir.
Is that the right statement?
Yes, sir.
Why?
So the reliable data is just is the reliable data is acceptable. That's examined by the various factors through.
Okay, Rakesh, I will explain you. Reliability, you see the consistency in your questions. Okay, so if your questionnaire you have given it whether people are consistent in understanding those questions, right? So it measures the consistency. Validity is basically what this questionnaire is intent to measure. So what basically it is measuring, that is validity. So data which is reliable need not to be valid. Reliable consistency can happen. Consistency on wrong things can happen, but if it is not proving the items, then it is not valid. So data which is reliable need not to be valid, and data which is valid need to be reliable. But if suppose it's a valid data, then definitely it will be reliable because it is saying that it is measuring the scale. So my dear friend Rakesh, I'm sorry, but it is my duty as an academician to pinpoint these aspects, and I think these are the basic things that please understand. Without research methodology or understanding the concept of research, nowhere in your research journey you will find it easy or convenient. So my objective was only to reiterate that basic concepts are very important for a PhD student and someone who is on the verge of completion of PhD. So my questions of multicollinearity, whether reliability and validity, whether R square, these are all very basic questions. These are not advanced questions. You can check with Shweta madam. But Nayak sir is such a learned person, the way he was explaining, so you can check with sir. But these are very basic questions. Okay, that's it from my side.
Let me, Mr. Dixit, am I audible and visible to the online?
Yes, sir. Sir, you are audible, sir.
You are
Okay,
very much audible. Thank you.
I have some questions, and also after going through thoroughly your thesis, I have pointed out certain things. You have to answer these three important things. Just we go to your slide, see what you have written in your objectives as well as hypothesis. You justify how you have formulated these hypotheses based on the objective. Because you see, when you are going to collect the data, you should have something, some objectives. And with that intent, you are collecting the data and you want to test that. Whether it may be proved or may be accepted or may not be accepted. That after analysis only you can. So what I want to say that your objectives must be in accordance with the hypothesis, or your formulation of hypothesis should be very much linked to your objective of the study. But when I saw your objectives as well as hypothesis, I think I'm in somewhat confused mood. So you just justify the relationship between your objectives of the study and the hypothesis you have taken. Is there any relation, or just for the sake of hypothesis you have written and for the sake of writing the objective you have written?
No, this is a relationship.
Just you justify the relation. I want that.
So the my research objective are linked with my research hypothesis.
Yeah, you just all four you need not explain. You just take one point and corresponding hypothesis you just show. I do not want that you should explain all the 4 points, objectives. You take any one objective and for corresponding that, what is your hypothesis? You just tell it.
So my objective number one is the study of significance of strategic planning in Indian SME scenarios, especially in SME. That's based on the hypothesis number H4. That's some part A, B, and AB part. Because strategic planning has a positive impact. That's a
Which one? H1.
H1. That's
H1
a
strategy.
positive
Manpower planning
has a positive impact on recruitment and selection process of it.
You just go to the objective.
The study, the significance of strategic manpower planning in their business scenarios based.
And you have written Indian business scenario, and your hypothesis you are taking the Bihar region, Jharkhand region, that to Ranchi region. What is its relevance? Then my point is, X means you have to say regarding X, not Y, Z. I am not listed. Be specific. What is your object? And accordingly, what you have formulated your hypothesis. But there is no synchronization, there is no link. Just for the sake of points, you have written the objectives and also the hypothesis. You have tested the hypothesis. I don't say no. I say you have formulated the hypothesis, you have tested the hypothesis, there is no objection. As per the data, you have done it. But regarding the objectives, have you taken into consideration the objectives while formulating the hypothesis? That is my question. I think you have not taken into consideration because objectives are broader in talk. Anyway, this is number one. You have done your research work, analysis, data analysis. You have developed model. Yes. Based on which model or methodology, the present study, particularly your study, is carried out. On which model? Because you have not developed your own model. You have taken some clues. Yes, some guidelines. So, on whose model, on whose guidelines you have followed?
So, in which model we have used basically implement my topic?
Which one?
Rich.
Have you mentioned that?
Yes.
No, I could not find it. Okay, it's okay then. Then the third question is whether your findings of the study is found to be similar to other studies made earlier,
yes,
or you have got some uniqueness in your study.
So my topic is based on similar one of our research I have found in my research journey in 2017, Radhika Banerjee in Gujarat, Baroda. We have done a static manpower planning linkage with the HR. This is not related to direct my topic, it's a linkage with HR topic in India. My topic is I have studied at my research work. I find different countries like China, other countries, developed nations, they have this type of work have done, this type of research have done. But in our country like India, this type of topic like Jharkhand, this type of states, they have never done this.
No, that is okay. That is okay. That's why you have taken up your study. That's okay. But some researchers,
Really,
some researchers have done manpower planning in some countries. Not in India, nobody has done it. Not yet.
Static planning for SMEs is not a project in India.
Are you sure 100%? Have you gone through the literature? If I show you a dozen of things,
So articles have published because
no, thesis means so. You see, thesis, submission of thesis is a paper, publication is a part of the thesis. They might have submitted, and that is also we consider paper publication is also research. So, and have you gone through the dozen theses of different universities? No, you have whatever you have done, collecting the what you call the research papers of different scholars. My point is, in India, I'm not talking of your Bihar, Jharkhand. In India, nobody has done it earlier.
When I received my topic,
Uh.
that time I found never this types of article or thesis at project. But my journey is very different. At that time, various topic and thesis I found, like article I found, but very rare this type of topic that you have been doing.
In the strategic human resource publication, why I am deliberately asking you, earlier when I was the professor of management in Fakir Mohan University, Odisha.
Yes.
In my department, half a dozen students, scholars have submitted on this topic. No, not half a dozen, at least 2 to 3. Manpower planning more than half a dozen. SME 2 to 3% said done.
Strategic manpower planning.
Planning, manpower planning, strategic manpower planning. Forget about that strategic what? Someone you have to take a clue there. First of all, you should know what is the basic mathematics. Then you can go the geometry, this, that, so many advanced things. Okay, anyway. I have gone through your thesis. One point, this is last. It is not a question. It is regarding your findings. You just roll out to findings. Research findings, major findings of your study.
These are findings.
Findings. Here in this slide, you see significance of strategic manpower planning for SMEs.
This is the objective number.
No. Why you have written according to the findings of this research? No, here not. Second one. The opinions of big storm.
This
Huh?
Yes,
Why
sir.
you have written like that? But I am asking you out of curiosity. No, don't think that it is a question.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, I am asking. You should have written your findings, but why you are putting
For reference findings.
your literature to so many things you have pointed out. You have reviewed a number of articles. Then what is the point that in findings means it's your own findings, and nobody can share your.
Yes.
Follow my point. Nobody has anything say on your findings because it is exclusively proper, just like intellectual property. That is your finding. So why you have put others' name in your finding?
For the linkage purpose, sir.
Yeah.
For linkage purpose.
Linkage purpose.
Also, he might be comparing his findings with the findings of previous researchers and finding out the similarities and dissimilarities. And I don't know, this is what I feel.
Basic purpose is that.
What Madam said, that is the
This is the
that is the
Yes.
logic.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. I have gone through your thesis. You have made a good attempt, and particularly in a Jharkhand-like state, you have taken a good topic, a nice topic, that to your SME sector, where data is very difficult to get. Anyway, you have applied some statistical tools, you have arrived at very good conclusions, findings, all these things very fine. But as the external examiner, Sharma, so he pointed out that you have to take into account because maybe due to your nervousness or something like that, you have not answered. But these are very, very basic questions. You should keep in mind. Don't take it otherwise. We are not discouraging you. It's that you are also a teacher.
Yes.
We are teacher, you are teacher. You are not discouraging. But keep in mind that when you go for some other purpose, that's letter of space.
Yes.
Must be very, very yes. So This is from my side. On the whole, your thesis is praiseworthy. Thank you for the nice presentation of the thesis. Okay. So last we will sum up.
Sir, I want to say thanks to both the external examiners. I hope I am audible, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
She was the supervisor.
Madam Krishnan, what you want to express, you can.
No, sir. I was in support of Rakesh sir today. मुझे पता है sir कि he is having the potential. आज पता नहीं क्यों इतने nervous होके blank हो गए. But sir, you both have been very supportive examiners today, sir. And definitely we will take up your suggestions, sir. And ये work भी करेंगे sir उस पे जो भी problems हैं या जो भी आपने point out किया है. And maybe शायद nervous ज़्यादा हो गए इसीलिए he is not able to give all the answers, sir. Very basic questions have been asked by both of you, sir. And thanks for your support, sir.
Thank you, madam. Madam, can I know your good name, please?
So my good name is Dr. Shweta Singh, sir.
Shweta Singh, in the thesis, it was written on the cover page. I forget it. Why you have not attended in physical mode?
She's saying.
Huh?
She's appreciating.
So you
Out of station now.
Okay. I could get the part. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, next commission, Dr. Ankush and Dr. Prasad, sir, can we congratulate you?
Yes, very much. Madam, just okay, I will ask. Somebody,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I on behalf of the examining body. That I can.
Yes. So requesting everyone to switch on your cameras, sir. Possible, request
Online.
participants in the online to switch on your. You could kindly switch on your camera.
Rakesh, my only suggestion is that work hard because, okay, you have maybe, but I think you could have made a better presentation, right? So anyway, now this is the last stage of your PhD journey. But please, my sincere request, we are from a faculty fraternity. If our basics are not clear, it will be a lot of embarrassment in future also. So my see, I have anyway in 15-20 days, and I can see the other externals are also. I was very quick in evaluating and sending it so that I don't want anybody to suffer. But the point is that please clear your fundamentals. Nervousness should not come in delivering your basic knowledge. Okay, so that is my just suggestion to you, and thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Please come. This is I of the examining recommend for the award of
बचाओ बाकी भेजो ना आ जाओ तो मत बाकी थोड़ा गिर जाएगा जाओ जल्दी आओ
I think there is some voice disturbance.
you will be declared as doctor. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Rakesh. Although I can't come there, now you are doctor, I think, very soon. So good. And congratulations. Congratulations to the guide, Dr. Shweta also.
Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations, Rakesh ji.
Okay, so meeting is over.
Yes.